On the final edition of the Bayou Breakdown, LSU Gymnastics is finally on top as they flip their way to a national title.
How one student athlete balances the pressures on and off the track.
And a draft stock breakdown of the one and only Jayden Daniels.
This is it. The last show of the semester is here. The Bayou Breakdown starts right now.
Right here you can see Aaliyah Finnegan putting the finishing touches, securing LSU Gymnastics the national championship. Good evening and welcome to the final edition of the Bayou Breakdown of the semester. I'm Madeline Frentress.
And I'm Jada Ferris. So Madeline, this is it. We've made it to the end, so let's go ahead and jump right in.
LSU Gymnastics was one of the best programs to never win a national championship, but that all changed on Saturday. Reporter Olivia Drawdy was in Fort Worth for the Tigers' historic win.
History was made here tonight in Texas as LSU took home their very first national championship. But it wasn't the clean sweep that many LSU fans were hoping to see coming into tonight's meet. Emotions ran high Saturday afternoon as LSU gymnasts hugged, cried, danced, and even sang, all celebrating one thing, their very own national title.
The only words I said for the first 5 minutes after Aaliyah landed was, "Oh my God." I actually did say no more words.
The Tigers' Golden Knight got off to an unexpected start when KJ Johnson took a fall on a tumbling pass during her floor routine. Her teammates supported her, with Haley Bryant following up with an event-high score for the Tigers, a 9.9375. On vault, Bryant also took the top score for the Tigers, scoring a 9.950, and on bars, Connor McLean took the top spot for LSU with a 9.90. Going into the final rotation, the Tigers were trailing 0.37 behind the Utah Utes.
You know, it was gut-wrenching. I was watching it happen, and Sav had that little fluky thing happen. I was like, really? We're going to get down to this, and then when Lily got up there, I just knew. I knew we were going to be in a good spot. Once the other kids had done their job, I knew we were going to be in a good spot because I get all over her about having perfect routines all the time and then stepping on a gainer full at the end. And I just knew that moment was built for that. And I was extremely confident when she got up there that she was going to knock it out of the park, and she did.
Aaliyah Finnegan needed at least a 9.675 to secure a Tiger win, but she went above and beyond, scoring a 9.950 to solidify the team's first ever national championship.
Start from the beam routine. It started on floor, and it started as we carried through all 4 events, and it wasn't just that one routine tonight. It was everybody, and even the people who weren't competing tonight as well.
The Tigers closed out their night with a 198.225 to solidify their place as the 2024 NCAA Gymnastics National Champions. For Tiger TV Sports, I'm Olivia Drawdy.
The win also claims LSU's 52nd national title across all sports and their 7th since 2019. Though Saturday provided plenty of celebration, that was just the beginning of the festivities.
That's right, Madeline. LSU Gym wanted a ring by spring, and they got it in convincing fashion. LSU Gym is back in Baton Rouge, and they brought home a new trophy after winning their first national championship. Only an hour after hopping off the plane, LSU Gymnastics met fans outside their training facility to thank them for the incredible season. They were met with music, signs, and fans with their very own stick-it crowns. Fans got to hear from Haley Bryant, Kaya Johnson, and Louisiana native Sierra Ballard. LSU led the nation in attendance this season with 3 back-to-back sold-out meets. Head coach Jay Clark says the team is just happy to give back to the village that supports them.
And that's a tremendous thing in and of itself. But for us to be able to bring this back home to you all is super special to us, because we can have the greatest fan base in the world, but we also want to reward you guys with your ardent support and be able to bring this back so that we can all share in the pride of this place and South Louisiana and the whole deal. And
So, Madeline, we've gotten to see a lot of this team this year, and how do you feel knowing that they've won a national championship?
Well, Jada, I was at the Kentucky meet early on in the season, and even before they were developed, even before they perfected these routines that they've been working on all season, you could see early on that this team was full of stars, they were full of talent, they've always had it, and they were hungry early on. Speaking of star power, with gymnast stars like Haley Bryant and Aaliyah Finnegan taking over the headlines, there are some athletes that may fly under the radar at LSU. Reporter Juliana Russell is in the studio with more. Juliana?
Thanks, Madeline. Being a student athlete comes with many challenges. Finding a way to not only juggle a sports schedule, but also an academic schedule can be a struggle. For distance runner Will Dart, who also majors in chemical engineering, he understands the struggle. While for many, running long distance in general is a challenge, but for Will Dart, long distance was an obvious choice for him.
So I can't sprint, I can't jump, and I'm not big enough to throw. So yeah, I mean, long distance is where I started, and I've loved doing it ever since.
Throughout high school, Will not only found a love for long distance, but he also found a love for something even more challenging.
I've always loved chemistry and physics, so it's just something I really picked up in high school. And my freshman and sophomore year, I started in chemical engineering, and I just stuck with it, and I've loved it since I started. So.
When coming into college, Will decided he didn't want to take the easy route and declared as a chemical engineering major. As many would assume, his schedule quickly got hectic.
So I wake up at around 5 o'clock in the morning. I come Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'll do a workout. The other days, I just have a strict run. Practice for around 2 hours. Then I'll go to class till about 5:30. Then I'll run again for about 45 minutes. I usually lift weights and then go eat dinner at the dining hall. And I'll come home and study a little more and then try to be in bed by around 9:30 or 10 o'clock.
With an average of 10 hours of homework every night on top of his track schedule, Will struggled, but through the struggles, he learned life lessons.
I've just really learned time management. It was really hard freshman and sophomore year. But then junior year, I kind of got in the groove of things. And luckily, my coach is super understanding. So, you know, if I have to practice at a different time because of a test or a big homework assignment, he'll let me do that. So, yeah, just really a lot of time management skills.
Although he has figured out time management, it's still a wonder how he's able to find time to sleep. Through it all, Will has kept his head up and will graduate in December of 2024. In his next chapter, he will either work as a chemical plant or an oil and gas plant, but he will continue running for fun. That's all I have for now. I'm Juliana Russell. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Juliana. Despite the recent coaching successes of Kim Mulkey, Jay Johnson, and Brian Kelly, they are all fairly new faces to LSU fans. But there is one LSU coach who has called himself a Tiger for over a decade.
LSU's beach volleyball team sits at number 10 in the country. The man leading the charge is head coach Russell Brock.
Initially, we didn't have a stadium, we didn't have our own courts, we didn't have a locker room, we didn't have laundry facilities, we didn't have anything. It's fairly unrecognizable. I mean, really, honestly, other than the system and the culture, everything else around it has changed.
Brock helped start the program in 2014. This summer, he will watch former players Kristen Nuss and Taryn Cloth compete in the Olympics as they make a statement about beach volleyball in Louisiana.
We're not from a beach community. We don't have a lot of players that are from those places. So we come in understanding that we're going to be overlooked at times, and we know that that's something worth fighting for. And I think that they both represent that.
Brock continues to have a positive impact on his current players as well.
Every time he talks, you want to be listening and you want to take in every word he says because you know it's going to make you better. And you want to be better for him because he pours so much into us that you want to just do well for him.
With his fast-paced, competitive job, Brock leans on his faith for a deeper understanding.
Everything that we do, regardless of even whether the team really understands it or not, comes under kind of a spiritual authority that influences the decisions we make.
Through beach volleyball, head coach Russell Brock is working to teach players that with dedication and persistence, they can conquer anything. Patricia Caputo for Tiger TV Sports.
Head coach Russell Brock and the beach volleyball team will compete in the Coastal Collegiate Sports Association Championship in Huntsville, Alabama this upcoming Friday and Saturday.
LSU will continue to be in the headlines throughout the week as the NFL Draft takes place this Thursday.
When we get back, David Bartholomew joins us to break down the draft stock of one of the LSU greats. Stick with us, we're just getting started.
We're Tiger TV, LSU's student-run broadcast news station.
We're bringing you 4 newscasts a week, covering all things LSU.
Our news team is covering all the stories you need to know from LSU's campus and the Baton Rouge community.
And our sports team has you covered on the Tigers from the field to the court.
Tiger TV, sports, news, you.
Watch us on WBRZ 2+, Channel 11 at 11:10.
Last season, LSU was host to the best college football player in the nation, Jayden Daniels. But don't take it from me, just look at his 2023 awards list. From Heisman winner to Davey O'Brien Award winner, Manning Award winner, just to name a few of the plethora. Entering the 2024 NFL Draft, Daniels is projected by most sources to go number 2 to the Washington Commanders. But regardless of where you get drafted, going in the first round is no joke. So let's take a look at some of that film and how he became a projected first rounder. Opening the film, the first thing you see from Jayden Daniels is just his playmaking ability. If I was to compare it to anybody, it'd be Lamar Jackson, the way he can just get on his feet and make defenders look silly while pairing that with amazing arm talent. He just throws 50-yard bombs casually to another first-round pick in Malik Neighbors. He makes it look so easy when he's out there on the field. Crucial times aren't that big for him either. He never folds under pressure. Bama at home, you got to tie the game in overtime. He takes a run for himself, scores, and allows a great complimentary play with Mason Taylor, little touchdown. Great way to end the season for them at that time. Great way to make a play. If you were to look at some of those weaknesses, it'd probably be that he takes a lot of unnecessary hits. If you're an NFL coach, you're going to get scared, not too much because he's taking hits in college, but because those NFL dudes are big, and they're going to pick him up. You see on this play, he looks around, doesn't find anything, tries to go through the middle, and just gets flattened by a defensive lineman. Imagine if he was 300 pounds and in the NFL and doing it for millions of dollars. Other than that, he does have a great arm, but sometimes can miss just a little bit on the throw. Nothing crazy, though. And the 2024 NFL Draft will take place in Detroit from April 25th through the 27th. And stay up to date with all LSU Tiger TV on all platforms for constant updates throughout the draft on where all your Tigers will land. We're not done yet, though, because when we return, a local product out of Baton Rouge makes its homecoming. Don't go anywhere.
We're Tiger TV, LSU's student-run broadcast news station.
We're bringing you 4 newscasts a week, covering all things LSU.
Our news team is covering all the stories you need to know from LSU's campus and the Baton Rouge community.
And our sports team has you covered on the Tigers from the field to the court.
Tiger TV, sports, news, you.
Watch us on WBRZ 2+, Channel 11 at 11:10.
Welcome back to the Bayou Breakdown. Baton Rouge native rapper Boosie is making his return home tonight. Boosie will be performing a concert at Fred's in Tigerland. His last concert at Fred's was in October of 2023 for a fraternity event, as Fred's announced the surprise concert yesterday on social media. The concert will be 21+, and you must bring an LSU student ID. Tickets are available for $30 on the Line Leap app, and doors will open at 8 p.m. The concert is set to kick off at 10 o'clock. So, Jada, are you headed to Fred's tonight?
I might be making an appearance at Fred's tonight. You know, my dad used to play Boosie when I was growing up, so, you know, moving to Louisiana, it's kind of, I've got kind of acclimated to being here a little bit. But I definitely have a few requests. I hope he does go a little crazy tonight on stage. So I'm excited, and I'm sure it'll be a good time.
You gonna jig? You gonna jig a little bit?
Maybe no jigging, yeah, no jigging tonight.
So that's all we have for tonight. Make sure to follow our socials and visit our website at tigertv.tv.
And don't forget to watch Tiger TV's own podcast, The Purple Room, which talks all things LSU sports, entertainment, and culture every Friday on YouTube and Spotify.
That's it for this semester. For Tiger TV, I'm Madeline Frentress.
And I'm Jada Ferris. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the fall.